What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, it is what I've been playing, episode number 11, the last what I've been playing episode of the year. We are wrapping things up. It's been a crazy 2025 in so many ways, but especially when it comes to video games, and I have a lot to talk about in this video. I'll do a quick recap of November and also talk about the games that I have been playing, some games that I do want to play, and some other multiplayer style games that I'm trying to finish up and make a review on. A lot of games to talk about. Also want to get into some end of the year video ideas. So I want to get everything into this video and wrap it up in a quick and concise way. So without further ado, let's dive in. So since the last what I've been playing video, just to give a quick recap of November, I've put out 4 videos, 2 reviews, and also 2 game show reviews as well. The first video I put out was my Keeper review. Overall, I thought it was a very solid game. I did enjoy it. There is a review for that on the channel. I thought that it definitely showed off Double Fine's creativity. You could definitely see that in this game. There's a lot of very cool moments. Visually, it is just off the charts. The art style is really good in this game, and I think it does a great job of telling a very quick, concise, and tight story, giving you some big gameplay moments. Overall, I thought it was a good game. Then I made a video about the Xbox partner preview that happened in November. It wasn't one that I was planning on making a video on, but I caught it, I watched it, and there was a couple of games in there that caught my eye enough for me to want to make a video on it. So that is what I did. I made a video on the Xbox partner preview. Then I also made a review on the Midnight Walk, which is one of my favorite games of the year. Made a video on that, it's on the channel. Really loved pretty much every part of this game, from the art style, visuals, the soundtrack was amazing. I really enjoyed the story, just the overall vibes and feel of this game just caught me off guard. It's one of my biggest surprises of the year, and I really enjoyed it. So go check that out. If you haven't heard the Midnight Walk, you have no idea what it is, or if you're even somewhat interested of it, maybe you've heard of it, you just don't know what it is, go check out that review. It is on the channel. And then most recently, I made a video talking about the Game Awards, one of, if not the biggest game shows of the year. Lots of announcements were made, and a lot of very good announcements. I thought it was a really good show. Compared to last year, it's tight. I'm not sure which one I liked better, but it's definitely been improving over these last 2 years, and I thought the announcements that we saw at the Game Awards were very good. There was a lot to talk about, so I have a video up on that for the channel. So, quick recap, made a Keeper review, made a video talking about the Xbox partner preview in November, made a review of the Midnight Walk, and then made a video talking about the Game Awards 2025. Now, before we start talking about the games that I'm playing now, I do want to get into the games that I have finished. I have 3 games that I have finished recently that reviews are just waiting to be made. And those 3 games are Outer Worlds 2, Black Ops 7, and Dispatch. Outer Worlds 2, we'll talk about that first. Finished it a couple of days ago, and I actually really enjoyed it. Definitely, for me, a huge step up from Outer Worlds 1, a game that, if you've been paying attention on the channel, I played throughout the year. I started earlier in the year because I was trying to have it finished before this game came out. Then I dropped off of it, came back right before the second game was about to come out, and just didn't get around to finishing it. I was trying to, and I was enjoying it, but just really, I think there was other games that I was trying to play that I was enjoying more, and I decided to drop Outer Worlds off. And honestly, after playing the Outer Worlds 2, I do want to go back to the Outer Worlds 1, but I just feel like I don't know if I could finish it after playing Outer Worlds 2, because the biggest improvement is really the gameplay in the Outer Worlds 2. It is so much better. It is a huge improvement over the Outer Worlds 1. Everything else in the Outer Worlds 2 is very good. I enjoyed the writing was very good. The different locations you go to, the way that you progress, it just felt like a step up in pretty much every way from what I played in the Outer Worlds 1. So I will have a review up on that very soon. I really did enjoy the Outer Worlds 2. Black Ops 7 is one that I put a good bit of time into, trying to spread my time throughout all of the game modes and get my opinion on everything the game offers. Did finish the campaign. All I'll say is that it wasn't that great. We'll talk more about that in the review. I'll save all my thoughts for that in the review. Multiplayer I put a few hours into, and I thought it was just okay. Zombies is definitely the highlight. I think it's definitely the best part of the game by far. It's still not like amazing or anything like that, but it is a good zombies mode. I think it's an improvement so far over Black Ops 6. And then you have other side modes like Dead Ops Arcade, the new in-game mode that you can get after you finish the campaign. There's a lot to talk about with Black Ops 7, and I will be making a review on that soon. But overall, I'll just say that it's not a bad game. I'm not going to sit here and say it's a bad game because it's not. There are bad parts about it, but it's definitely not overall a bad game. That's all I'll say about Black Ops 7, and I'll save the rest of my thoughts for the full review coming soon. And then lastly, Dispatch is not one that I had on my radar at all, but it came out, everyone started playing it and really enjoying it, and it had that episodic release, and I decided I'm not going to play it until it's fully out so I can just do it as quick as I want to, do it all in one go if I want to. And man, Dispatch, yeah, it's as good as everyone says it is. It is a big surprise for sure. It has really great writing. I mean, the characters and the way that they're written, I feel like you don't really see characters written like that anymore. You know, that dark, kind of edgy humor that you don't really get to see in video games a lot, at least as of recently from what I've played. And they do a fantastic job. All the voice actors do a great job. The gameplay, I think, is pretty solid for the whole dispatching part of it. They definitely go all in on that. It's not a gimmick, it is a big part of the game, and I appreciate them doing that instead of just having it be a gimmick and it being there for like maybe 25% of the game. It is there for most of the game, but overall, can't wait to make a review on this game. I really enjoyed it. It was a big surprise. I love the art style, love the character designs, the writing, voice acting, the story. It's just a big surprise, and it's as good as everyone says it is, and I can't wait to make a review on Dispatch. So 3 reviews are waiting to be made on the Outer Worlds 2, Black Ops 7, and Dispatch, hopefully coming very soon. Now let's get into the games that I have been playing, and right now I'm currently playing through 3 games. We'll start with Ghost of Yotei. I did recently start this game. Very excited to keep playing it. I think I've put maybe about only 2 or 3 hours into it so far. Obviously, if you've been paying attention to the channel, I did make my Ghost of Tsushima video back, I think, in August, and man, that was such a great game. I loved Ghost of Tsushima, from the story and characters to the setting and the world and the gameplay. All of that was so good, and I just feel like Ghost of Yotei is going to be that and just be more of it. And that's also the thing I'm kind of worried about, is that it's going to feel too similar. That's kind of what I've heard from a lot of people, is that it's just more Ghost of Tsushima. And I don't have a problem with that, but I really hope that throughout the game, it does some things to spice it up, maybe just switch it up a little bit. I'm really hoping that it's not just a repeat of Ghost of Tsushima, even though I really love that game. I don't know, I'm in that weird area where I'm okay with more Ghost of Tsushima, but maybe just because of how I've played through it, I just recently finished it. I'm hoping that it's not too much of the same, but we'll see how I feel at the end of the game. It's going to be a long journey. It took me 50 hours to platinum Ghost of Tsushima, and I'm planning on doing the same thing Ghost of Yotei, however long that takes, probably another 50 hours, but I'm fully willing to go in there and do that with this game. But so far, just based on the 2 or 3 hours that I played, I have really enjoyed it. Can't wait to see where the story goes, what characters are introduced. The world already looks beautiful and vibrant, and I cannot wait to continue my playthrough of Ghost of Yotei. I've also been playing through Hades 2, still on the Hades 2 grind. Not really. I've been playing it off and on since the last What I've Been Playing video, finishing up these other games. I've just recently dived back into it. I feel like I'm about 15 or 16 hours into it, so still have a long way to go. I know there's a lot to this game, and I'm not sure how long it's going to take for me to beat it, but I do want to roll credits, and basically did what I did with the first game, roll credits, have all my thoughts on it without, you know, cutting it off early just to be able to make a deadline. I don't want to put 30-40 hours into it, not roll credits, and then make my thoughts on it. I want to see the thing all the way through, however long that takes. So leave it to me to leave probably the two of the longest games that I'll play this year for just at the end of the year, but I wouldn't have it the other way. That's how I just usually do it. But anyways, back to Hades 2. Still really enjoying it. I mean, it's so good. Gameplay's fantastic. It just keeps adding in these new gameplay mechanics, story beats. It just does what Hades 1 did, and it's doing it just even better, somehow even better than Hades 1 did it. Music's fantastic, art style is great. I mean, I can go on and on about it. Pretty much rinse and repeat what I said in the last video, but I still am really enjoying it, and I cannot wait to keep playing through Hades 2 just to see what's going to happen. What are they going to introduce? New systems. I mean, they just do such a good job of keeping you on your toes and never feeling like you're doing the same thing over and over again. Even though it's a roguelike, they somehow do that in a fantastic way. And the last game I've been playing is Routine. This is one that came out early December. I decided to give it a shot. It's on Game Pass. I put about 2 hours into it just from one play session. I need to get back to it. But based on that 2 hours that I played, it is definitely different than anything I've played so far this year. It's a horror game, obviously, if you couldn't tell from the gameplay, set in a sci-fi setting, but what it does that really I haven't seen a game do in a minute is it doesn't hold your hand through the game. It really doesn't give you a lot of direction, and that might be a bad thing depending on who you are, if you just like the game to tell you where to go, and there's no problem with that at all, but that's usually how I am. But this game does such a good job of giving you what you need to accomplish your task. You do have a little menu that you can pop up that gives you a list of tasks that you have to do, or if you've completed that task. That's pretty much all the direction it gives you. Feel free to explore and you'll figure this stuff out on your own, and when you do, it feels so great. That's the best part about it, and when a game can do that really well, it feels so accomplishing. I mean, I've had to look up some guides already. There's some puzzles I haven't been able to figure out, and there's no shame in that. I'm not going to lie about not having looked stuff up to finish this game, but I'm going to try to do it for the most part all on my own. But if I have to look something up, I have to look something up. But I am enjoying what I've played so far. I've really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see. It's a shorter game, which is definitely going to help. I won't be able to, it won't take me too long to get this game knocked out and have a review out for it, but it is one that I'm definitely intrigued to continue to see through it and see where it goes after the 2 hours that I put into it. Now I want to talk about 3 games that are difficult to come up with a way to make a review on because they're not single player games or they're not your typical story based games, and try to talk about how I'm going to make a review on these games. The first game is Peak. I played it throughout the year. I still do have a Peak Funny Moments video in the works that will hopefully come out soon, but I have played a good bit of Peak. Not a lot, but I want to put a couple more hours into it, play some solo, and get a feel for how the game really feels and make a review on it. It's going to be hard. I don't really make reviews on these style of games, but I do want to make one on Peak because I do want to put it on my end of the year list, and that means I want to have a review out for it so I can cover that base. But I have enjoyed Peak. It really is a great game. It's crazy to me how good it feels to climb in this game. They really nailed the climbing aspect of Peak, which is very important because that's what you're doing in the game, but just adding all of these different twists and turns to make every run feel unique, different pieces of equipment, and just spicing things up. It never feels the same, and that's what a good roguelike should do. That's what I think it is. I think it is you're doing it over and over again, trying to climb to the top. I've gotten pretty close. I think there's 5 levels in total to get to the top, and I think I've gotten as far as 4. So maybe I'll even try to get to the top, and maybe that's when I'll cut it off. We'll see how that goes. But I have really enjoyed Peak, and hopefully soon I'll come up with enough time and enough information from the game after playing it to make a review on it. Next up is Arc Raiders. I have put some time on Arc Raiders. A lot of people have been playing this game and talking so much about it, have been saying how good it is. It's one of the biggest multiplayer hits of the year, and I can definitely see that based on the couple of hours I put into it. I want to put a lot more time into it, make a review on it. There's a lot to this game, and I think the gameplay loop is what surprises me the most after playing it, of doing the run, having that risk reward. It's really my first extraction shooter I played. I've not played Tarkov. I've not played any of these other extraction shooters. I've not really been able to get into the genre. It just doesn't seem like my type of thing. But hearing all the buzz about this game, I had to dive in, and I can see why the gameplay was so addicting. For strategizing whether or not you want to take a free loadout in and see what you can do with that, or take a fully kitted loadout in and try to get the best loot possible, whether or not you want to attack enemies or be social, make friends. The social aspect of this game is also very, very good. One of the best in the industry for sure. There's a lot of good things to say about Arc Raiders based on what I've played so far, and I can't wait to keep diving in and seeing what they keep offering, new things. They keep adding things. There's this winter update that's coming out very soon, if not already out. So there's a lot they're doing with Arc Raiders, and I can't wait to keep diving in and put some more time into it. Hopefully come up with a review on that as well. And then finally, Clover Pit is one that I've put some time into, and I have really enjoyed. It is a very addicting game for sure. It feels like this year's Balatro. Probably not on that scale quite yet because I just love poker so much, and in this game you're just hitting a slot machine over and over again. But you can definitely feel the progression in your runs as you play through. At first you might feel like, wow, I'm just not going anywhere, but you keep playing, you will feel that progression. You will unlock new charms that you can get from the shop, and that will have your progression keep going up, and you'll see that happening in real time. I think it is a really fun game. It's simple, but there's nothing wrong with simple, especially when it's done in a great way like this game is. I have really enjoyed Clover Pit. The random aspect of it sometimes can get a little annoying, the RNG aspect, but that's the nature of the game. That's how a slot machine works, and it does a great job of also making you strategize as well on whether or not you want to deposit all your coins or hold off and try to build up some more income. If you want to go for tickets instead and get less spins, or go more spins to try to get more coins, you don't get as many tickets. There's a lot of strategizing, a lot more than you would think in a game like Clover Pit, but it does a great job of making you make those decisions. So I've really enjoyed Clover Pit, and it probably won't be a very long review when I put that out because there's not a lot to really talk about, but I will talk about the basic gameplay and get into all that. But it is really enjoyable. I can see why a lot of people have talked about it. Just, you can throw it on for a couple minutes and get a run or two in and get a lot of enjoyment out of it. I have two more games to talk about, and these are games that I'm on the fence about, and I'm just going to wait and see how these other games pan out before I even try to commit to these games. That first one being Avowed. This is the one game that has kind of gotten away from me all year. Came out back in February, started it, put a good bit of time into it. I think I finished Act 1, then dropped off of it. I think because I just kind of stopped playing games around that time. There were some other games out, maybe something along those lines. I dropped off of it, but I've always wanted to get back to it at some point this year. But now it just feels like with the games that I'm playing, and if I'm being realistic, I'm not even being realistic with really finishing Hades 2 and Ghost of Yotei. I'm going to do my best to do those. I'll do those as quick as I can. But throwing another 20 to 30 hour RPG in there when I'd much rather play Ghost of Yotei and play Hades 2, it's not one that I'm going to 100% say I will commit to and put a review out for it. We'll see how things go, but it's looking very unlikely. I would like to maybe get back to it in 2026, and it'll just turn into my first time playing Avowed video. But then again, 2026 is going to be packed, so we'll see how it goes. But Avowed, very on the fence, probably not going to happen, but who knows. And same thing with Total Chaos, which I don't have any gameplay for because I haven't started it. This is one that we saw at the partner preview. It was shadow dropped, looked really cool. It's also had great reviews. It's not a super long game. It's a pretty standard survival horror game, and this one is more likely for me to get around to just because it is a shorter game, but I'm not going to commit to it yet. I'm not going to start it until I'm sure that if I do start it, I will finish it and have a review out for it. So Avowed and Total Chaos are the two games that are just kind of wait and see. We'll see how the rest of the year pans out, but not very likely that these videos will happen, but who knows. Already a lot of videos in the works, so I'm not going to stress out too much if I don't get these two games done for a review. Lastly, as I kind of went into more detail about in the last What I've Been Playing video, I do have a lot of ideas for videos just as an end of the year wrap up type of thing. This is my favorite time of the year for games just because you're going to start seeing a lot of Game of the Year lists, like game awards that certain outlets do on their own, doing different categories and all of that fun stuff. And I would like to do a couple of those things as well. I want to talk about the games I didn't finish in 2025, so that will probably be an Avowed. Not Total Chaos because I didn't start that, but Avowed would definitely be on that list. I want to talk about not just new games, but also older games as well that I started but just didn't get around to finishing. Maybe do a 2025 channel recap. We'll see how that goes. Not entirely sure if that's a video that I'm going to make, but I might. We'll see how things go. Ranking every game I finished for the first time in 2025. If you've been keeping up on the channel, I haven't put out as many of those videos as I've wanted to, but I have gone back and played a couple of older games, and those videos are under the My First Time Finishing series. So games like God of War, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Firewatch. I've done a couple of games this year, and I want to take all those, put them on a list from worst to best, and I think that'd be a really fun ranking video to do. Also, I want to make a Video Games Award video, just make my own categories, have my own nominees, and just have a lot of fun, talk about a lot of games in that video. Probably won't be a super long video, we'll see how it goes, but I want to make those categories, maybe make some kind of unique ones that you don't really see, who knows, we'll see how things go, but I'm very excited to make that video as well. And then finally, my 2025 Game of the Year. I really don't want to stretch these videos into early January, but we'll see how things go. There's a lot of games that I'm trying to play, and as you'll see, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, there's going to be a lot of reviews dropping, all kind of bunched up, just because that's how I've been playing the games, and that's how I'll be making the videos. So it might be a little cluttered compared to the rest of the year, but I really want to get those games out and have reviews on all of the games that I want to put on that Game of the Year list, so I can cover all my bases. So that's kind of the game plan for the rest of the year. Lots of reviews coming out, and then also some fun topics, talking about some end of the year video game stuff, old games, new games, lots of things happening hopefully for the end of the year. So that is going to do it for the video. Thank you guys for watching, hanging out, talking about some video games. Let me know what you've been playing down in the comments. Are you wrapping up your 2025 backlog? Are you going back to some older games? How are you finishing off the year in video games? Let me know what you've been playing down in the comments. Lots of videos coming in the future, reviews, game topics at the end of the year. A lot of fun. I really enjoy this time of the year for not just making the videos, but also watching all the different people, different creators that I tune into make these same style of videos as well. So that is going to do it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I'll talk to you later.